Hi, I have a story today about someone who's a little bit unique and different from the other characters in the story and how it makes him feel when he's feeling kind of different. You might know this story, a lot of people like it a lot. This is called Giraffes Can't Dance. That's the title. This is by Giles, Andreae, and Guy Parker-Rees. So let's see what happens to this character. Giraffes can't dance. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. So he's a little bit different from the other animals. He can't dance the same way, and that makes him feel bad and sad about himself. Is that okay to be a little bit different and not be good at the same things as other people you know? What do you think? I think it's okay to have differences, right? The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Look at those different types of dancing. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Is that very nice? Do you think that's making him feel good about the way he is? I don't think that would make me feel good if people said things like that to me. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt into the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing! Yes, I'm dancing! I'm dancing!" Gerald cried. Oh, look at that. Now how's he feeling? Now he realized that he can dance too, even if he wasn't doing it the exact same way as everyone else, right? Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. So look at that. Now how do you think Gerald is feeling? Seems like he's feeling happy and confident. And the other animals are impressed. They like his dancing now. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." that's the end. So I think it's good for us to think about what we can learn from that story. It seems to me that at the beginning, the animals were focused on the fact that Gerald was kind of different. He was kind of clumsy. It wasn't as easy for him to dance at the beginning because he couldn't dance to the same types of music as them and do the same kinds of moves. But after he figured out what was special to him and what worked for him, he was a great dancer. And everyone noticed how good he could be at that. So I hope that when you notice that someone's a little bit different from you, you can think about Gerald's story and think about how should we treat people even when we notice they're a little bit different. Do you think we should be like the animals were at the beginning of the story and kind of tease and be mean? Or do you think we should be more like the cricket who's kind to Gerald and helps him think about what is special about him and how he can be his best and do his best job, right? So let's try to think about that when we're with our friends and our family and appreciate all the differences people have and try to make sure that we find the good things about ourselves and about everybody else because it's important to really appreciate everyone and what makes them special. I hope that you start noticing all the special things about you and that you can give compliments to your family about things that are special about them. I'm so proud of what a wonderful job you've been doing in our class, and I can't wait to see you again very soon.